Hello everyone. In today's video, the first episode of Engines of the Long Island Railroad, I'm going to be talking about the rather crippling EMD DE/DM30AC locomotives, the main workhorse of the LIRR's diesel fleet. Anyways, the EMD DE/DM30AC locomotives are a series of 46 locomotives built between 1997 and 1999 for the Long Island Railroad, originally divided into two types. The fleet currently consists of 24 DE30AC locomotives, which can run on diesel power, and 20 DM30AC locomotives, which can run on diesel or third rail power when the engine is off. These locomotives were built at EMD's Stale plant in Schenectady, New York, nearby to Albany. The Long Island Railroad purchased these 46 locomotives in an effort to replace the aging EMD GP38 locomotives, which the GP38s used to push-pull diesel trains, and the other locomotives were converted into power packs, cab controls for head-end power. Design. The DE and DM30AC locomotives are quite similar to one another, with the main difference being that the DE series is numbered under 400 to 423, while the DM series is numbered 500 through 522. The only difference is that the name DE refers to the diesel engine, not to be confused with the dual mode, which refers to the DM30ACs, which can operate in either diesel or third rail power when the diesel engine is off. This enabled these locomotives to operate into and out of New York Penn Station and provide one-seat rides on the Montauk, Oyster Bay, and Port Jefferson branches. Unfortunately, due to their height, the DE/DM30AC locomotives cannot fit into the 63rd Street tunnels, thus not being able to serve Grand Central Madison, and they also cannot fit in the Atlanta terminal either. The DE and DM30AC locomotives, as good as they are not very strong, much less so than the P40 and P42 locomotives, and even the P32s. One DE or DM30AC locomotive can power up to 6 cars. Therefore, it's common for diesel consists to consist of 3, 4, 5, and sometimes 6 cars. Multiple trains, such as the South Fork commuter connection out on the South Fork and the Greenport Scoot, operate with 2 cars normally. On packed rush hour trains or summer getaway trains, it's not uncommon to see 2 DM30AC locomotives on each end of the consist, like a sandwich, which 2 can together push up to 12 cars. Locomotive statistics. The DE/DM30AC locomotives are powered by a V12 engine running on a B-B wheel arrangement. Their length is 75 feet exact, their width is 10 feet 1 inches, and they came in a height of 14 feet and 4 inches. DE30AC's 400 through 403 weighed 296,278 pounds, while DE30AC's 404 through 422 weighed 291,735 pounds, and DM30AC's weighed 299,844 pounds, and the DM30AC's weighed 299,844 pounds. The DE and DM30AC locomotives, the DE DM30AC top speed is 100 miles per hour, 80 miles per hour in electric mode. However, these locomotives are limited to a top speed of 80 miles per hour. Accidents. These locomotives haven't been involved in too many accidents. However, like most locomotives, they have been in a few. Number 1. On October 23, 2000, DM30AC 503 struck a shopping cart at Huntington during an afternoon express run to Port Jefferson. The cart on the tracks caught onto the third rail, and as many rail fans described it, it turned the cab into a thunderstorm. This caused 503 to sit in Morris Park as a parts unit for decades before being stripped of all parts in July 2018 before being sold for scrap. On May 25, 2019, DM30AC 511 hit a 14-unit train stopped east of the siding at Spionk, which is 13 cars long, so this caused it to lose a third rail shoe and sustain frame damage. It is now sitting in Morris Park facility, most likely awaiting its fate to be scrapped. And 3. The most interesting of the bunch. DM30AC 507 suffered an electrical cabinet failure, and unlike the other 2, it was salvaged and converted into a DE30AC, number 423, and returned to service. The future for the DE and DM30AC locomotives. As a Long Island diesel territory resident and rail fan myself, as much as I love the DE and DMs, I'm not going to say that they're doing well. In December 2023, I enabled text alerts out of curiosity for my home branch, the Montauk branch. And I get texts so often, many of them from equipment trouble, I had to disable it since I didn't want to get those annoying texts. Many of these problems are because of equipment trouble, and you would not guess the amount of time DE/DM30AC locomotive powered trains are delayed, halted, or even canceled because of problems due to their age. I got to admit, my favorite locomotives, the P42s, are even older by 5 years, and I 100% feel they're doing very well. On the other hand, the DE30ACs are aging way too quickly and are falling apart. On May 27, 2024, I rail fanned along the Montauk branch, and at least half of the Montauk to Jamaica trains, which there were many of them in the afternoon becoming hourly, were delayed. And for example, train 605, which had a 12-car consist, ended up running 40 minutes late due to crowding and equipment problems. And it ended up running to New York Penn Station since it had DM equipment that could, and it would be so tedious to switch everyone over to a multiple unit. And probably not even possible since a 12-car DM can fit many more people than a 12-car MU. That was one of the many times that these engines have caused delays. These locomotives break down all that more frequently during the summer months as it's hotter, extra trains run, and more crowding along consists. The LIRR should do something about this, as this is the time that the Montauk branch and the Oyster Bay branch, to a small extent, shine. And they need all the extra resources they can get. I've noticed as the months ticked by, these locomotives have become even more unreliable and obviously need to be replaced. In December of 2020, the MTA approved a Federal Railroad Administration funded $335 million order for 27 new dual-mode locomotives, based on the Stevens Charter design. The order also included up to 144 more locomotives, in which 66 of them could go to the LIRR. As of August 2024, the LIRR has now optioned these locomotives, which unfortunately is not a good sign. As much as I'm going to miss my home locomotives dearly, I think that they're ready for retirement, and it will make commuters and employees' lives easier to get these new locomotives. However, infuriating as it is, Metro-North Railroad is getting these locomotives before the LIRR will be getting them, which I think is a huge problem. The P32s are doing pretty well, and the DE/DM30AC locomotives are in big need of replacement. I think the MTA should prioritize replacing these aging locomotives before sending more over to Metro-North and save them from causing more problems. To finish off this video, the DE and DM30AC locomotives have certainly been instrumental for the LIRR's success during the last couple of decades, and definitely are great locomotives with great horns. But I 100% agree that it's time to spend our last couple of years with these locomotives well before bidding farewell.